All right, so we are getting ready to install the Bar A non-electric drinkers. They call them horse drinkers, but I got the version for hogs because I figure hogs are so rough on anything. If the hogs can't break it, then the cows probably can't. So what we're doing here is we did our string layout here of our stockyards in what used to be Ship Valley, and we dug a pretty good size hole here, down 10 feet and 10 or 12 feet around, something like that. And I'm gonna make that my leach field. I think I made it a little bit bigger than what the company calls for, but because I live in a place that has 1,000 years of winter for every 10 seconds of summer, I figured I wanted to make sure I had enough rock in there to hopefully allow the water to drain away. The way those waterers work is the animal has to activate it with their nose or their mouth, and then they drink, and whatever's left in the bowl gets flows back underground. So if the water can't flow back underground anymore, then the whole system collapses into a clump of shit, and you're back to watering animals at 25 below. So that doesn't work for me. So I'm hoping this is a big enough leach field here. We rented a little hoe, and Jason there is digging a trench. We have to dig it down 10 feet because that's where the frost line is here. If we don't dig it down that far, there's going to be frozen water lines. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick 2 of those Bar A waterers in this for this hole, and there's going to be a fence line that runs right down the middle, because the idea being is that this paddock here is going to be 50 feet wide by 100 feet long, and it'll be for one of the 4 groups of animals: cow calves, replacement heifers, steers, one of those, or bulls. I gave the bulls a slightly smaller space because there's only ever going to be a couple of them. And then there'll be a fence line here, and then what we're going to do is put 2 of them, one on each side of the fence, and then we'll build a building over the waterers so that they don't get buried in snow, because of course there's going to be, you know, God knows how many feet of snow coming in a few months. So I've never done anything like this, and I don't think anybody on the crew here has. We're just figuring it out as we go, as always on this job. The videos for installation don't look particularly difficult. The biggest problem that we've run into is supply chain bullshit. I spent hours today putting together the connections. They're apparently impossible to come by anywhere. I ended up having to buy stainless steel and spending an unbelievable fortune because the inserts and the plastic barb connections and curb stops, they're just not available. They're not available in the state. They're not available to order. They're just not anywhere. So thanks a lot to Biden and the Democrats. Thanks a lot for everything you're doing here. But anyways, we're going to get this done regardless. I'm not going to let the Democrats stop me from putting my waterers in. So we're going to get this dug, and we're going to get these things installed, and we're going to get to work here because winter's coming.